Hello and welcome to another Delboy film retrospective and unboxing. It's been a while and I've been meaning to come back and do more of these because film and TV is very big in my life. It's been with me ever since I was a child. Grew up with watching TV and film at the cinema through VHS tapes all the way through to 4K and now. And I suppose the difficulty is always, what one are you going to do? And, you know, sometimes you need to have a passion in you or something that comes to you. And it was during today I was thinking about advertisement. Something snapped on TV last night that made me think, wow, advertisement. Haven't really thought about advertisement in a while. And then I instantly, in my head, thought of a film that I have on Blu-ray that fits into that criteria really well. So today we're going to be talking about this film here. It is Looker, with Albert Finney and James Coburn, and directed by Michael Crichton. So it's a very early film, 1981. And I remember seeing this film, not at the cinema, not anywhere other than Betamax at that particular time. I had a Betamax player, that's right. So we didn't even rent it on VHS. It was actually something that I watched by myself. And it came about, I think, because later on, because of a show called Movie Drone. Now, Movie Drone was a TV show initially introduced by Alex Cox. And he gave out films that had a sort of like a cult following. Something that had in it something a little bit different. And I never understood why Movie Drone didn't actually bring Looker into its seasons of, you know, when that show was being broadcast. But I do remember it came on after a Movie Drone showing, and it was cut. And I went back to my Betamax tape, and yes, lo and behold, it was a good 4 minutes difference. But the funny thing was, it wasn't really cuts that you'd think about. There was one nudity cut, but basically there was a slight cut to a very famous scene in it where a model is being thrown out of a hotel window. But I'm digressing a little bit here. What I need to talk about really is why Looker appealed to me. Well, I'd actually seen a few Michael Crichton films before this. I'd seen Coma and Westworld. And somebody told me that this film had a sort of like a science fiction edge to it. There is a gun in it called a phase gun, but that wasn't the thing that I even drew upon in regards to this film. No, it was the idea that models were being killed and that computers were being used for AI reasons to sell products on TV. So this is a very, very early adopter of how hypnotism, perfectness of looks can sell a product. I've later found out that there's a famous comedian in America that said that if Coca-Cola could have got away with selling their product with a nude lady in the advertisement, they would have done so. And that's because of the cutthroat industry of advertisement. So Looker is all about advertisement, exploitation of women to sell a product. And and some small sort of scientific fantasy type things in regards to a funny, quirky like gun that's in it. So I fell in love with this film. I thought it was popcorn entertainment all the way. It didn't have that hook that Westworld had in it, but it did have that intrigue that Coma had. It definitely is worthwhile watching. It has a really sort of like edge to it, but it is a film of two halves. The first half of the film is very much in a sort of Columbo type phase, where Albert Finney is investigating why all these models are coming to him to make them better when they look gorgeous already, and then finding out through other means that all the models he's been working on are slowly being killed off. And that's the intrigue and the detective part of the whole film. The last half of the film is more chase and deep delving into what's going on. A lot of work in regards to 3D modeling of women using computer graphics. In fact, I believe it's the first film to use a CGI method to show a model of a person, although this was all at this particular stage flat sort of like computer generated stills that are just done like animation. It wasn't actually a talking model. But the whole thing, the whole premise, how advertisement worked intrigued me, and it stayed with me. And I go back to this film every now and again. It might be something to do with the writing as well. Michael Crichton has been around in my life for a number of years and a number of films. His biggest, I suppose, well-known product would be Jurassic Park. But a lot of people probably don't even know that he wrote some adventure games back in the early 80s. He wrote one called Trillion, I believe, which was a text adventure for the Commodore 64 and Apple II. And one called Amazon, I think. And text adventures were very big in my life. So here we were with a film that had a sci-fi element. Okay, there was a bit of nudity, and I was a young boy growing up. And it was about advertisement. It was from a person who directed a number of films that I loved already. Westworld comes to mind. And a person that hooks into my other hobby, which is computers. What was there not to like? The soundtrack, again, is something that I haven't really talked about. It's very much an electronic score. It wouldn't sound out of place in a Halloween movie. Very much, yeah, in the mold of like Halloween 2 and 3. And speaking of horror elements, I later found out that many of the actors and actresses in this film actually appeared in Halloween 2 and Friday the 13th Part 3. So there's connections all the way through this film. The other thing about the score was you can't get it. There's a bootleg score of it, but it was never officially released. The main theme, called Looker, which was done by a girl called Susan Sade, or Sad, I believe, was released. It's very catchy. It's definitely tells the tale of a model, and it's in my head now. I can hear the lady singing it all the way through. But let's get to the unboxing, shall we? So this appears on the Premiere Collection from HMV. So it's probably out of print now, but I do know that a number of HMV stores still have these films in. This one is number 114 in their range, so there's quite a bit here. Just going to get this out quickly. and show you the inside. This is the first time unboxing, so bear with me a moment. There we go. So much better now, probably less glossy. It mentions on there some of the special features. I do know that this comes with some internal special features that were special for this particular film. But when it comes to the film itself, there really is just deleted scenes in a theatrical trailer and an introduction by the director himself, Michael Crichton. It's got a lovely slip cover, as you can see. So if you're all into your slip covers, this one comes with one. It then comes with the basic clear plastic edition for this one. It is a Blu-ray. And when we open it, yes, there we are. We've got the film and we've got some extras. So let's have a little look and see what these extras are. So first of all, we got some paraphernalia. Hey, look, here's some more films coming out in the collection. We've then got some art cards, but they're sealed up. Shall we open them? Yeah, why not? Let's open these up as well. Why not? Get the full treatment on this. So put that to one side. They're all matte. So there we are. We've got the cover of the film itself. Looker, I believe it was the film poster at the time. Then we've got one of the models. I think it's Susan Day. That's where she's being fully scanned to be made into a 3D model. And then we've got Albert Finney looking at one of the models to see how he can make her perfect when she's perfect already. And then a romance scene between Albert Finney and Susan Day. Quite nice. Bit basic, but nonetheless appreciated. And then we've got a poster. Let's see if we can get the poster in shot, shall we? Single-sided, nothing special. And there we have a mini version of the film poster. Mentions here that it's done by the Lad Company. That should be well known to a number of people. The Lad Company, I believe, went on to do Blade Runner, so it was quite new back in 1981. It was a PG. Parental guidance. Some material may not be suitable for children. This has got 2 fully frontal nudity in this film. I am surprised that it was a PG. And of course, quite some trauma in regards to the deaths of the models in this particular film. And then we get to the case. And you can see the inside cover. It's got Albert Finney. And that concludes the unboxing. So, just to conclude, this is a very early 1981 film that has a certain presence in my collection because of the great works that Michael Crichton done and had an impression on me, especially Future World, Westworld and Coma. This one fits in ideally and perfectly into this collection, and I definitely give it a recommendation. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I've given you an insight into what it's about without giving too much away, and encourage you to keep watching media, and if you can, keep buying physical media. We don't want physical media to die out. And with that, I'm going to say salute, and thanks very much for watching. Till the next one. Bye-bye.